This is the AB4WS radio show. Every week, bringing you the exciting amateur radio news and information happening in the greater Cincinnati, Ohio, Kentucky, and Indiana areas.
The AB4WS radio show can be found on the Apple Podcast app or your favorite podcast application. And now also available on the AB4WS radio show YouTube channel. Hamvention 2026 was a big success, but unfortunately, I was not able to make it. The medical procedure I had on Wednesday left me with effects more than I had anticipated. But the big news was that the Big Three have new designs for an almost ready radios. And thanks to veteran Cub reporter Todd Shutter, KY4TS, we have a full report from Dayton Hamvention 2026.
The 2006 Dayton Xenia Hamvention is now in the books. The weather for the event was perfect. Well, almost. The sunshine and mild temperatures on Friday gave way to rain on Saturday and Sunday. Our first stop, Kenwood, to get our hands on the much-hyped, much-anticipated TM-D750A transceiver. And there it was, under glass, fully operational, chugging away on APRS and receiving audio on 223.5 simplex. This radio features built-in GPS and APRS TNC, front-firing speakers, a 3.45-inch color LCD, dual SD card slots, USB-C for easy programming and data transfer, D-Star, built-in wireless LAN, and Bluetooth. The built-in KISS TNC supports APRS operations with a standalone digipeater function. Ready to go? Well, almost. According to Kenwood officials, there's still some bugs being worked out in the programming, and they are saying the radio will be available in September. So, we moved over to ICOM to see what their new products were going to be unveiled. First up, the ID5200 dual-band mobile transceiver. This radio features a large 4.3-inch color touchscreen, a waterfall display, FM and D-Star, of course. It supports true dual-band simultaneous reception, including FM-FM, FM-DV, and DV-DV. Users can monitor two D-Star repeaters or listen to another repeater while in QSO. And the radio is available? Almost. ICOM is still waiting on type acceptance from the FCC, and some features are planned for support in a future firmware update. But what about the mysterious X026? Well, it was unveiled and turned out to be almost a radio. A concept at this point, there was a 3D mock-up, and ICOM officials were taking suggestions of what the radio could be. The three most popular were a replacement for the IC7000, a replacement for the IC7100, or a mobile version of the IC7300. According to Ray Novak, more information on this project should be available about the time of Friedrichshafen or the Tokyo Ham Fair. We shall see. One product that is available is ICOM's new AH6 lightweight compact antenna tuner. It's compatible with both long wire and 50 ohm antennas. It's IP54 rated and seems to be a replacement for the venerable AH4 auto tuner that is suitable for outdoor use. Our next stop was Yaesu. We caught up with John Kruk, the North American product manager for Yaesu, and he filled us in on what they have almost ready.
So the DR3X is our new repeater. We just announced it back on Tuesday. It's going to be VHF or UHF only for transmit, so you have to select which band you want. It does have dual band receive still, but it does 85 watts, 100% continuous duty for VHF, 65 watts, 100% continuous duty for UHF. It also has the SDX and ASP functionality for enhanced analog communications, like we have in the FTM 510, the FTM 310 on there. And then in addition, it has the new IES technology, which is an interference enhancement system or elimination system. So if you actually watch at the front of the repeater, I will create interference on R1, which is the input to the repeater. The repeater is going to automatically notice that it's interference, and it beeps over the air to let you know, hey, you're getting interference on the repeater, switch over to the alternate input frequency, and now you're still able to use your repeater while it's experiencing interference. And that is just some of the features that are going to be coming on there. We wanted to just introduce the repeater. We want to let people know there is one out there. A lot of people are saying, hey, I heard this rumor, I heard vaporware, all those rumors that go around. We want to show it on there, and we want to show some of the features. A lot more coming. If you look at the front, you can see there's a USB-C, there's an SD card slot, there's a lot coming on there, and we're going to have more education on that through our official channel, Yaesu USA Official on YouTube, when we start to get closer to launch date.
Okay, and I heard a comment yesterday about Wires X 2.5?
2.01.
2.01.
So what we did with Wires X 2.01 is we realized that the internet is changing worldwide. Wires X version 1.57 or older required you to use IPv4 and have ports open. Now the issue with it is if you get certain services like Starlink, Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile, stuff like that, everybody's moving to IPv6. So what happens in those cases is as you move to IPv6, you don't have the ability to use Wires X because it's IPv4. 2.01 now will ID and saying, oh, you're on IPv4 or you're on IPv6, it will automatically switch for you to find the best connection. And if you're all on 2.01, whether you're using IPv4 or IPv6, no port opening or forwarding needed anymore. That's one of the biggest things on there. Now, we have backwards compatibility for your room. So if you host a room on version 2.01 and you have 1.57 users, they can come in, if you have backwards room compatibility turned on. You need to have ports open in that case. But if everybody's using 2.01, you can do it.
Hats off to John for taking the time to talk to us about Yaesu's offerings. All kidding aside, Hamvention did not disappoint for new offerings and plenty of opportunities to pick up all those little missing tidbits that operators need to complete their stations. And I'm sure, like me, many attendees left Hamvention almost broke. From the Greene County Fairgrounds, this is Todd, KY4TS.
With Hamvention in the bag, the folks at Hamcation announced that they're looking forward to Hamcation 2027 on February 12th through the 14th, celebrating a monumental milestone of 80 years of community, innovation, and technical excellence, growing from a small local hamfest to the second largest hamfest in the world. The theme for 2027 is Connecting Generations, 80 years and counting, honoring the rich history while keeping an eye on the horizon, serving as both a tribute to our legacy as well as a roadmap for the future. Make your plans for 2027 Hamcation in Orlando, Florida. Congratulations to new hams Greg Bray, KR4MJX, and JT Andrews, KR4MJV, who passed their technician license exam at the Northern Kentucky Amateur Radio Club testing session. If you hear them on the air, make sure you congratulate them and encourage them to upgrade to General. Speaking of upgrading to General, congratulations to Brian Ledoux, KR4HPO, who upgraded to General as well. In March, Kentucky Youth Coordinator Mark Volstead, AI4BJ, once again volunteered to assist with the annual Dan Beard Council Merit Badge Challenge, which was held at Scott High School in Taylor Mill, Kentucky. Over 2 Saturdays, and 8 scouts successfully completed the requirements to get their radio merit badge. Mark also, in preparation for the 2026 National Scout Jamboree, the Dan Beard Council had a shakedown camp at Camp Michaels in Union, Kentucky last Saturday, where Mark, AI4BJ, again assisted them in practicing their skill-building challenges, one which includes decoding a Morse code message. Mark started with a presentation which simulated a recording of Morse code distress call that was sent by the RMS Titanic. This grabbed the interest of the young scouts. Mark also set up his rig POTA style and got the scouts on the air. The scouts are excited as well to join the Northern Kentucky Amateur Radio Club for Field Day, where they will continue to expand their radio knowledge. The Lewis and Clark special event will begin on June 6th and end on June 21st in the Bullitt County Amateur Radio Club. KY4KY will be sporting the club call sign for the event, and if you would like to operate for the event, contact Buddy Soul. Last year they made over 2,400 QSOs. The ARRL America 250 Worked All States operating event continues with each state having 2 weeks of using W1AW call in their call sign district. This week, May 20th through May 26th, listen out for Connecticut, W1AW/1 and Montana, W1AW/7. The week of May 27th through June 2nd is Colorado, W1AW/0. For more information on this event, go to ARRL.org/America250-WAS. With the usual spring weather, it is important for all amateurs to be weather aware, and a nice addition to help you keep up with the weather happenings when things get dicey is the Kentucky Severe Storm Weather Net, held on XLX 721A, a multi-mode communications network. The net is now held every Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. That gives you a chance to check in and make sure your equipment is working so that when the storm hits, you'll be ready. Asden KO4YLT does a great job as net control. There are multiple ways to connect to the multi-mode communications network. If you have one of the M1KE devices, just connect to XLX 721 Alpha. For DMR, connect your hotspot or connect a repeater to Brandmeister Talk Group 3121232. For C4FM radios, connect your hotspot to YSF Reflector 51149. There are 2 ways to connect to the network via D-Star. Either connect to DCS 721 Alpha or connect to REF 56 Alpha. And now there is All-Star connectivity. Use All-Star node number 68042. For Echolink, connect to KY4RW-L. This allows everyone to communicate with each other regardless of the mode you're using, and you can hear everyone regardless of the mode they're on. This is a really neat system that's up 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, except for Echolink, which is only active for the net. So check it out anytime. Thanks to Ray, KY4RW, and Larry, NN4H, for this great multi-mode communications network. Speaking of weather, check into the KB4KY WinLink WeatherNet on WinLink. Check-ins are taken from 0001 UTC on Tuesday to 23:59 hours UTC on Sunday every week. Send your report to KB4KY at winlink.org. Are you interested in scanner listening or perhaps shortwave radio listening? Well, on May 23rd, the Monix Group will be meeting at 6 p.m. at the Radio Range Park Shelter Building in Indian Hill. Come on out and learn what you're missing. The weekend of May 29th, 30th, and 31st, the Kentucky Mountains Amateur Radio Club, Paintsville Amateur Radio Community Services invites you to come out and join them at the Fish Pond Lake, where Christopher N4QBE is hosting the free 2026 Spring Meetup in the Mountains. This event is in its 8th year and showcases bushcrafting skills. The club will have their communications trailer on Friday and Saturday and operating special event station Whiskey 4 Bravo. They have a special QSL card for contacts made during the event. They invite everyone to come out and maybe you can get on the air on HF using one of the control operators. Check out the Kentucky Woodsman YouTube channel for an idea of what this event is all about. On May 30th, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., they're having the Kentucky Birthday Bash at the Kentucky Museum with lots of activities, living history, demonstration, performances, and much more. Maybe even a little ham radio. For more information on it, go to wku.edu/Kentucky Museum/KY Birthday. Kentucky POTA Group is encouraging you join them in celebrating the America 250 and the day before the anniversary of the Kentucky becoming the 15th state on June 1st, 1792. To get out to a Kentucky POTA park and activate on May 31st, 2026. This is a great way to celebrate history, heritage, and ham radio. On Sunday, June 7th, the Ohio Packet Radio guys will be holding a meeting on Zoom at 7:45 p.m. Join the meeting, 865-1318-1098, with passcode of 818974 if you're interested in Packet Radio. June 9th is a Kentucky QSO party. Whether you're an avid contester, a county hunter, or just enjoy working stations on the bands, the Kentucky QSO party is a great way to have radio fun on a Saturday. For more information on how you can join in on the fun, go to kyqsoparty.org. Don't forget about the 2026 Field Day activities, June 27th and 28th. The Okian Amateur Radio Society is ready. Northern Kentucky Amateur Radio Club will be out in Lincoln Ridge Park. Stubblefield Repeater Club, KF4 UTJ in Shelbyville, Kentucky is participating. Queen City Emergency Net will operate Field Day from the Red Cross on Dana Avenue in Cincinnati, Ohio. And the Owensboro Amateur Radio Club, K4HY, will be at Panther Creek Park in Davies County, Kentucky. Everyone is planning their Field Day activities for this year. To find all the Field Day activities near you, use the Field Day Locator. Go to awrl.org/field-day-locator. For tips on operating Field Day, check out Buddy KC4WQ's article on page 54 and 55 of the June 26 QST. The Kentucky Section Manager, K6ZZ, is looking forward to getting your message during Field Day so that you can get your bonus points. The awrl.org gives details on how to send the message. Youngstown State University College of STEM will host a 2-week-long STEM wireless communication day camp for rising 5th through 8th grade students. Beginner class, July 20th through 24th, and advanced August 3rd through 7th at the Williamson Innovation Park, 8399 Tippecanoe Road in Canfield, Ohio. Through fun and hands-on activities, attendees will examine how radio works, learn different ways to use it, and get an introduction to the electromagnetic spectrum. Activities include building a Morse code key to take home, learning Morse code, tuning into radio signals from around the world, and demonstrating two-way radio, voice, digital, and CW communication using amateur ham radio. For more information, go to tiny.cc/YSU-STEM-camp.
Repeater news.
Are you looking for the most up-to-date list of repeaters in the greater Cincinnati area? Well, I have an Excel spreadsheet where I've listed repeaters that are active in the area, separated by tabs for each band or mode, so you can easily look for just DMR repeaters or 2-meter analog repeaters and so on. The list includes 2 meters, 220, 440, 6 meters, D-Star, DMR, C4FM, P25, and some other classifications. Every time I update the file, I include the date and the file name so that you know you have the latest update. To download the file, go to the AB4WS Radio Show Facebook page and go to the file section and download the file. If you're not on Facebook, email me at ab4ws.radio@gmail.com and I can email you the latest file. If you see any errors, problems, additions, or corrections, email that information to ab4ws.radio@gmail.com.
Hamfest.
On June 6th is the Fulton County Amateur Radio Club Summerfest at the Delta American Legion Post 373 at 5939 Ohio 109 in Delta, Ohio. For more information, go to k8baq.org/hamfest. July 11th is the Mansfield Midsummer Hamfest at the Ontario Center, Richland Mall, 2209 Richland Mall in Ontario, Ohio. For more information, go to w8we.org. August 1st from 8 a.m. to noon is the Letcher County Amateur Radio Club Hamfest at the Mountain Shrine Club, 95 Maryland Drive in Whitesburg, Kentucky. They got lots of door prizes. August 8th will be the annual Free Fest, sponsored by the Mammoth Cave Amateur Radio Club, starting at 7 a.m. Central Time at the Cave City Conference Center, 502 Mammoth Cave Street in Cave City, Kentucky. Free admission and setup. The fest will be held outdoors. The 2026 Cincinnati Hamfest and ARRL Great Lakes Division Convention will be held on Saturday, August 15th from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Claremont County Fairgrounds, 1000 Locust Street in Owensville, Ohio. Greater Louisville Hamfest will be on September 12th from 7:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Parquet Springs Conference Center, 395 Parquet Springs Drive in Shepherdsville, Kentucky, just off I-65 at exit 117. A number of interesting forums have already been scheduled and some really neat door prizes. For more information, go to LouisvilleHamfest.com.
Are you looking to upgrade your license? Do you have someone else that's interested in the hobby? Here are some upcoming exam opportunities.
The Milford Amateur Radio Club holds amateur radio testing on the third Thursday of each month at 6 p.m. at the Miami Township Civic Center, 6101 Meyer Drive in Milford, Ohio. Please pre-register at milfordhamradio.org. The Dayton Amateur Radio Association has exams frequently. For their exam schedule, email exams.w8bi@gmail.com. June 13th at 10 a.m., there'll be an amateur radio exam session at the Voice of America Museum, 8070 Tylersville Road in Westchester, Ohio. To register, go to hamstudy.org/session/WC8VOA. On June 13th at 5:30 p.m., the Northern Kentucky Amateur Radio Club will hold an amateur radio exam session at the Bethesda Community Church, 989 East Mount Zion Road in Independence, Kentucky. You must pre-register by going to hamstudy.org/session/NKY-VE. On June 20th at 11:30 a.m., there'll be an amateur radio exam session in Georgetown, Kentucky. To register, go to hamstudy.org/session. A special thanks to this week's content contributors: KY4TS, KE8BBC, KY4ROD, AC4HI, KD9EYU, WB8VNH, KY4GW, WB8YYS, KD8ZLD, K9HIO, N8LAR, K4NKU.
If you have something you think other amateur radio operators in the area would be interested in, send the information or your recorded audio file attached in an email to ab4ws.radio@gmail.com.
Covering your amateur radio news and information in the greater Cincinnati, Ohio, Kentucky, and Indiana tri-state area, this is Jack Prindle, AB4WS in Big Bone, Kentucky.